Hi guys, my name's James. Welcome to this plumberparts.co.uk video. Today we're going to be installing a dual top fed shower that also comes out with the wall outlets as well if you buy that particular make. This is the Mira Mode Maxim. Look at the size of the shower head on this, and even this bit's interchangeable. You're only going to be able to buy this from City Plumbing Supplies or the bathroom showroom. I'll leave links to the information for this shower below, but what we're going to do is look at what's in the box. We're going to look at how to install the actual digital control unit and the digital interface and do all the pipework as well, and learn about the features of the app that come with this shower and how to use it. Please remember to subscribe by clicking the link below, and also follow us over on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat and Twitter. Lastly, we've just launched our interactive house. Pop over to plumberparts.co.uk, find the interactive house there and have a little look around. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video guys, and remember, there's one thing you got to do. Let's get this big beast out and sing into it and go, hold tight! See you soon. So guys, the Mira Mode Maxim that I've got here today is slightly unusual and slightly different from most of the digital showers that I've installed on this channel. Namely because we can use the ceiling to actually feed our handset and also our huge panel head that I showed you a second ago. So how we're going to go through this video is firstly show you what's in the box, show you what control interfaces we have on here, and then how we're going to plan out this installation. Then we're going to install the digital shower valve itself physically with all the pipe work. You can watch me do that over my shoulder. And then we're actually going to have a shower in this beast at the end, which is the bit that I know all of you really look forward to. Guys, I know I've been wearing my amazing Taco Cat vest when I've been showering lately. Today is an absolute step up when it comes to showering and beach garms. So let's get on with the video guys by firstly having a look at what's in the box. So the first and main bit we've got is our digital control mixing unit. This can be installed on the wall in this orientation or flat on the floor. One thing I really like about this is the fact that they've supplied the inlet valves with it, and also the push fit outlet couplings as well, which some manufacturers don't do. The larger black nuts at the bottom of the digital shower mixer are removable, and inside there you'll find filters that sometimes you're going to need to clean when servicing and commissioning. You'll have the main wall dual outlet and control plate, associated 9.5 meter wire, and also the on-off remote button that you'll put outside of your shower enclosure. This also comes with a 9.5 meter communication wire. For showers with top fed deluge heads and also top fed handset heads, Mira go the extra mile and supply the 90-degree push fit couplings that you're probably going to need up in the loft later on in this video. The rain core insert and insert removal and install tool, then the massive deluge head with the cloud core insert already installed. We have the switch handset, which switches between 4 spray modes at the touch of a button. This won a Red Dot Award for design, and you're going to see why later on. Then in miscellaneous fixings we have the ceiling mounted 15mm plate. This is not going to be a watertight 15mm compression fitting. Our standard shower riser fittings and decorative top plate for the ceiling hole. Loads of screws and plugs kindly provided by Mira, and filters and pressure reducers depending on which system you're on. The main 15mm feed pipe going down to an 1.5" standard shower head fitting for our deluge head and decorative chrome cover. Our main riser with wall brackets and also the handset holder on there already. There's more to this than meets the eye, and I'll show you in a minute how we get this built up and installed. So everyone, you've seen the components that come in the box. Got to admit there is loads in there. Loads of screws that if you're a plumber like me, and I hate to say this Mira, I'm not going to use, because I only use the screws that I'm used to, and it's a really weird silly thing I know, but that's one of those things. Another thing you can do is you can install this box under the bath panel if you can get to it nice and easily. Also on the loft, if you've got the top feed up that we've got today, you can fit it on the floor or upright like this. Don't do it in any other orientation. Look, just don't, all right? Follow the instructions. I know it's hard sometimes to do as you're told, but you know what I mean. So what we're going to do now, firstly, is fix down our control box and actually get the hot and cold piped up into it. So let's get going. I've got to say, it's 35 degrees outside today. I actually got to the studio this morning at 5 o'clock to try and get as much filming done as possible before it got mentally hot. But that's what it's like in July in England for about one day of the year. So guys, the real magic that happens when we're installing this, and the actual bit that makes this shower work really well, is not on the pretty shiny side that we've got, even though that's brilliant. It's over here on this side. Let's look at what we're going to do. Right then guys, so the first thing we want to do is once we've figured out where we're going to be installing this, we can just pop our little unit just down here like so. The one we're installing today has got this massive head on it that we're going to talk about later on, and also a really cool clicker handset that's won a Red Dot Award for design. And when you actually see it and have a little play around with it, it's possibly the coolest way you can change the spray and jet on a head that I've ever seen. But anyway, so first things first, I'm just going to get this screwed down here. Now, as you can see on here, we've got our hot and our cold. As soon as I've got those two done, I'm just going to turn these two off and then turn these two feeds on and make sure that I've got no leaks before I move on to the next bit. While I'm doing this in the background, we're also going to talk about how we attain a balanced feed, a balanced hot and cold pressure and flow to this unit, and why that's important. Digital shower mixer valves need a balanced feed of hot and cold water coming to them to ensure that they work correctly. What I mean by that is that we can have a cold water feed coming in from the mains that's 10 bar and then passing through a pressure reducing valve into our hot water tank, thus reducing the pressure to around 3 bar, resulting in a 3 bar pressure of hot water. If we don't run our cold out of one side of the pressure reducing valve, better known in hot water cylinder circles as the combination valve, we will get a cold water pressure of 10 bar. This is no good and results in an unbalanced feed that's not going to help whatsoever. So we have to run our cold feed out of the reduced pressure side of the combination valve, and that will ensure that our hot and our cold will be reduced to a rough pressure of 3 bar, thus ensuring that the digital shower mixer is nice and happy. Right then, so we've got our hot and cold in now. All I need to do now is very quickly turn the hot and the cold water on and just make sure that this first little stage of our pipe work hasn't got any leaks on it. Good, so that's now pressurised. Now we can move on to the next stage, because we know that our hot and colds are okay. We know that we've got no problems there. How important is that? So what I'm going to do now is put our two pipes going up to our two shower heads in and up to where we want them. This is a really easy bit. Yet again, just watch me do my pipe work. Once we've done that, we'll actually install our two shower heads. Right then guys, so we're done there. Now, before we do anything else, we're going to pop over to this side where we are going to install the handset and the deluge head and get on with this job. So guys, number one, we're going to talk a little bit more about this in a minute, but that is really cool, isn't it? The reason we're going to fit the actual riser shower bit and this handset, the flexible hose handset first, is because where this is going to determine how far out we put our deluge head, because we don't want that to be hitting the back of this as it comes down, so it's important to do this bit first. This riser install is obviously slightly more complicated than your normal riser install because we are feeding a mixed water supply down to it. When I say mixed, that's the hot and cold mix already out of our digital processor and mixer. So what we've actually got this flexible pipe here that goes all the way up through it and will stick out the top into our ceiling. We'll connect that up at the same time as we do our deluge head, which we're going to fit just after this bit. All we need to do is get this piece here and feed it up through here. Okay, that's number one, right? Now I'd like you to take notice that we've got a small nick here, a small lug. This is our wall plate. Our wall plate is actually going to push up into this piece here, but it's actually going to meet and hold this bit in position when it's all together. And this is what I mean. We've got a small lug here. When this pulls back into position, you'll see that lug will just appear in there like so. And then this piece here will pop in there like so and hold it all together, okay? That's how this works. Once that's in, this won't move at all and it's fixed and ready for us to move on to the next bit. So once we've got this bit in here, all we need to do is feed down our first bit with these two locking lugs at the back. That's the next bit to go on. So you'll notice there's two little cutouts on the pipe here. We feed that over the top of our pipe, just like so, and then we're gonna get it round so it meets the lug on the back here, and then push that in. Before we do the next bit, we just need to pop our retaining ring on here. That goes on like so. Our actual handset locking clamp holder, which is, as I'm sure you guys are all aware, fully adjustable with the button on the top, like so. You see we're sort of getting somewhere now. We're getting something that's a bit more familiar with you guys. Then what we need to do is yet again put the top clip on like so, and that is going to meet. You'll know which way around to put that, the grey bits at the top, but if you're not sure, just look for the lug on here and that will meet with the back of your lug at the other end. There we go, now that's on. And lastly, and this is the bit we're going to cut in a minute when we do our height, We put this piece on here, and there we go. We've got our whole riser ready to install and get fitted. Just a little tip on top of that as well. You can get spacers that come with the set that allow you to sort of put this further off the wall if you want to. I'm not going to be doing that today. I think this is going to be fine. Just popped on the wall like so. It's going to look absolutely fantastic. So the next step that we need to do is measure and cut our hole out through the ceiling. All we need to do first is measure across to the centre of where we actually want our shower to be. What I'm going to do today is we're going to fit our shower head central to this piece here. So we're going to measure to the centre there, and then it's a very, very simple measurement from the back of this bracket here to the centre of that pipe there, and that will be the centre of the hole where you need to drill. Once you've got your top central hole drilled in the ceiling, it's really a very straightforward process. Ascertain the middle height that you think is comfortable for the handset, and then that should account for taller or shorter people, a bit like me. Once you've got that, you can mark the bottom of each one of the brackets. Then with the riser rail inserted in the centre hole, use a spirit level to make sure that everything's plumb, and then drill and screw your brackets on accordingly. Another little tip for you as well when you're doing this: just run your screws in and out. If you're going on a wood substrate, say you're going through what we're going through here, just run them in and out first before you actually put on the main bit, because it just makes things a bit easier. Once your brackets are in okay, you can push on the riser rail and then use the supplied locking Allen screws to tighten everything up and hold it in position. Attach the anti-kink shower hose, ensuring that the blue washers are on each end, and then pop your 4-spray shower head into the handset holder, finally pushing up the small decorative fascia to make good the top of your hole where your feed pipe comes through the ceiling. Right then, the bit you've all been waiting for, the fun bit, getting the deluge head in. Quite a simple, easy thing to install. So what we need to do is, number one, we've got this end here, which has got a thread on it. We've got a washer in there and a little gauze as well. Just going to pop that in here first, nice and easy. Ooh, I mean, that tightens up well. I mean, I wouldn't over tighten that, because that's getting tightened up onto rubber, so you don't have to worry about over tightening that too much. So we've got our copper sticking out. Then we're going to tighten up that compression fitting. This is not meant to be a watertight compression fitting. All it's doing is biting onto the pipe and stopping it slide back down into our shower. So what will happen anyway eventually is you're going to push this bit, once you've cut it back, over here, like so. You're going to have your screw bit up there, and then we've got our decorative cover on here, just like so, that we're going to push back to our hole like we did earlier on. Now, you all remember what I said about the deluge head being big, and we don't want it to be hitting that when it's on later on. A good way of avoiding that is you can have it held up just like this, and you can say, right, I know for a fact there, at that position there, or out here actually, let's just put it out here, it's not going to hit it. So it's quite easy for me to see about halfway across this piece here. And then all I need to do is measure 500mm out to the middle. This is for a really chunky shower, fairly big. Oh look, I've already got that bang on. How about that? Cowabunga, as they say in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle land. Now we'll find we can push this up here, and also you can get a nice idea of how high you're going to want this to be. Now I'm going to have mine as high as I can get it actually. So we're going to go up to here. Now this is what I like. They say to you on there, oh, you've got to do loads of measuring. Well look, I've got that the height I want it at, but look what stays as a point of measurement. Now, all you need to do is measure, say you're going up into a loft, you're going to have joists and ceiling about that thick, then a little bit on top of that. Use this as your measuring point. It's not hard to do. Now I know, just popping my ruler just up here, what depth I want this to be at, and the difference between the bottom here and where I want my top clamp to be. Really, really simple. So I'm just going to get these cut now. We're going to pop these back in. Right, so a little tip for you. Before you do anything else, get this piece on here, get it centralised, and then get it screwed down, because in a minute when we come to tighten this up, our rubber is going to hold our shower head up where we need to. We won't let it fall down. And also we'll be able to nip that up from one end. Otherwise you need someone at the bottom to hold it for you. And sometimes you'll be on your own doing this. So now I've got my shower head bit that I've cut down. We've got our longer bit of copper here that we're going to put our elbow on in a minute. And then we've got our smaller decorative sheath as well, that should go nicely up into that hole, exactly the right depth and size that we need it to. So a little bit of spit on the end of that, and that should push up nicely and then get held up by the rubber, and then we can run up there quickly and just nip that screw up we know we're all good. There we go. Run as fast as your little legs will carry you upstairs and get that nut nipped up before moving on to the next bit. Right then now guys, we now move over to this area here and get our steps out because we're going to be second fixing all our pipe work up there out of the way in the apparent loft. So what we're doing here is consolidating all the pipework that we did earlier. It doesn't matter which way round we fit these shower heads at the moment, because later on when I show you the Mode app, you'll see that you can switch it over remotely from your mobile phone when we're commissioning. Right then guys, sorry you're a little bit wobbly there. You're on top of a very long stick. So we've got these two elbows that are supplied. This is the simple bit of second fixing everything. So usually we'd be up in the loft here. If this is the case, if we were in a loft, I'll probably cut these back a little bit more, cover them in insulation to make sure that they don't have any freezing. And I would do the same with this, but I'm not going to cut this back on here. There's simply no point. I don't know if I said it already, but guys, it was super hot on this day, and the nearer to the roof I got, the hotter it got. It was just like working in a loft. So now we've got our feed pipes through for our deluge head and also our handset, all coming down through the ceiling. You can see how easy it was to do. As you can see guys, this is not a full installation that's going to stay here forever. So the next bit we need to do, and we've done all the hard work now, is the simple steps of putting our controllers on the wall. So we've got two controllers, we've got the main interface that goes inside the shower itself, and then we've also got the on and off version as well. So before we do any of those bits, let's have a look at how these pieces actually fit into the controller itself. Follow the instructions and use a nice small 2mm Allen key like I'm using here. By the way, you can buy all the tools that I use in this video on our Amazon shop. I'll leave a link to that below. All you have to do is remove the clamp and the bung and then slot the Ethernet cable over the bung and then pop it in the hole. Once you've popped it all in and back together, you'll find that the slightly larger plug is the one that goes to our main controller, and the smaller plug without the rubberized end is the one that goes to our remote stop and start button. Pop these two together, feed the wires through the holes, and then you're ready to connect the actual controllers to the wall itself. Like so. And then you've got really easy, simple bit, just pop this back into here, and then you latch in the top first, and then push in at the bottom. There we go, that's now installed. If you ever need to take this out for any reason, all you need to do is put a small sort of pin or something right under there, and that'll allow that to unclip and then come back out. What this will do here is this will turn our heating up and down and also divert to which head we want it to go to. Use a cleaning pad supplied to make sure that the wall is nice and clean. Then you've got a sticky back that will adhere your button to the wall once you've got your wire in and your rubber bung is in okay. We're almost there now guys, just a small and very important stage to do. Just make sure you purge the pipework up to the digital control box of the shower just by slacking off the two nuts there and then opening up the black valves that are supplied with the Mira. We do this to purge the pipework of air and also to make sure that no debris enters the shower valve. Right, now let's have a quick look at the app as well and see what features we've got on there, because you can control the shower with your mobile phone. Pop onto the App Store and search for the Mira Mode app and download. Switch on the power supply to your Mira Mode Maxim and also make sure that your Bluetooth is switched on in your phone settings. Once you've done that, press next and the app will start looking for your Mira Mode Maxim. Once your shower has been found and it is on the screen, click on the shower and you'll be prompted to physically go over to the wall controller, hold down the deluge head button on the controller and that'll put the digital shower box in pairing mode. Pop back to the app and connect, and seconds later you'll be ready to control your shower with your phone. So guys, number one, the cool thing is I can turn it on from here. It's pretty smart, isn't it? I can change which outlet it comes out of. This is seriously good fun. There are loads more things you can do on the app, and I just recommend you have a good look around there. You can do little things like tweak whether the light comes on when it's on standby, but the main thing is you can set up which outlet is the deluge head and which outlet is the handset head. So handy for when you're doing the install. It doesn't matter which way round you physically put those pipes into the unit. This is definitely more for customizing your customer's experience as opposed to turning the shower on and off. You can do that obviously, and it's easy to do. It's also useful for setting up the minimum and maximum temperatures, loads of other features, and it's quicker than going through a traditional digital interface to commission. You know what I mean? Hold this button for 3 seconds, click this, turn that, do a little dance, pray to the shower god. Oh, it takes ages sometimes. You've seen how easy it is to install. Let's have a look at some of the cool features that are actually part of this shower. Number one is the massive pan head. You've actually got, let's just have a look. Pan head. Let's turn it on as well. Oh yeah! Woo! Right, so first things first, that I really noticed about this, it's got this like spinning round like vortex look that sort of hits at just the right sort of angle the way your head's going to be, so it gives you a real good deluge. Now, the thing that I've definitely noticed about this as well is that it's got very fine waterways on there if you use the Central Cloud Core spray. So I'd recommend that you use this particular product if you've got a water softener. It's going to help, or if you're lucky and you live up in Scotland or somewhere where you've already got softened water, you won't have to worry. But we can change over that anyway, and it's nice that we can offer that to our customer as well. Really, really like it. Another feature that I really like is that we can actually have both on at the same time. So look, and there's no real discernible drop in pressure. Obviously we're running this system off an unvented cylinder, so we know that we've got the pressure there. This is where it gets cool. So now I'm going to turn this one off. See, we've obviously got a little bit more pressure there. So we're on a standard spray pattern here. Now there's no like button there, there's no sort of break in the rubber or the plastic on here. We can just press this. This beast is what won a Red Dot Award. Look, oh my god, like that is just like bleh, going everywhere, and it's such a hot day. I don't mind getting wet doing this. Oh man, here you've got sort of all these different sort of types, and then back to that one again. Really, really good. The interface for turning the temperature up and down is exactly what we've come to expect from Mira and their digital showering products. Exactly the same as what you usually get. Really, really easy to use, nicely lit up, and looks really, really good. Very impressed with the cleanness of the install. I like the fact that like little things like those flange plates that are going up onto the ceiling, they've got a little bit of rub around them, so they're not just falling down and you've got to glue them up. They'll just stay up there anyway, and you can pop a little bit of glue up there as well for belt and braces. Things like that are just really, really cool. I really, really like it. Also, the size of the overhead, the thing's massive. It's got to be about, that has to be 14 inches across, but I'm a bloke, so you never know. So then guys, I hope you've enjoyed my video today telling you about how to install one of these. It was nice to show you the process of bringing our feeds in for our shower heads from the top and what you need to think about. We had it a bit easier here because obviously our ceiling was about that thick. We're all trying to do the best job we can. Sometimes we're gonna have to do things like reinforce that ceiling, use your noggin, okay? In fact, you might have to put a noggin in, mightn't you? There you go. Also, it's great that I've been able to show you the app that we've got here today. Not something that everyone I think would use, but with the younger generation, they'd love to turn their shower on from their bed when they're getting up at 10:30 in the morning. Guys, remember the Mira Mode Maxim is currently only available from City Plumbing Supplies and the Bathroom Showroom, but I'll leave links to them and Mira's website below. Guys, if you get a sec as well, pop over to our interactive house. You'll find George, Big G, sat on the sofa on the ground floor, but he's hidden somewhere else in the interactive house. If you find him, go over to our social media channels and let us know. You never know, you might win a prize as well. Which reminds me, we've got a Mira Mode Maxim as well for you to win. All you need to do is click on the link over to our Gleam competition. Every one interaction you do is one entry to this. These aren't cheap, these showers. They are top quality pieces of kit. So go over there, you never know, you might be able to win one. Perfect time of year for doing it, bearing in mind it's sweltering at the moment and loads of people are getting their bathrooms and showers done as well. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching guys. Please pop over to my vlog channel if you want at Times with James. Click on the link there. I'll leave a link below for that as well. And I'll see you in our next video. We've got a big bathroom rip out job coming up soon and also a downstairs toilet and also piping in a radiator as well. So there's plenty more coming on with Plumber Parts, and also your plumbing disasters and plum proud photos coming through as well. So we can have another episode of that with me and Josh very, very soon. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Hold tight! Guys, blatantly I didn't install that on the hottest day of the year. Guys, it has been roasting. I've been here at 5 o'clock this morning. 12 hours of sweating my bum off. So anyway, we've got some new bare hench garms that you guys are going to absolutely love. Sort of thing that people buy down the market, but they've got like a fleece on. You know the one I'm on about? Just get ready for this. At the click of my fingers, you're going to be amazed. Yeah. Bit of wolf going on. This is going to feel beautiful. I've looked forward to this the whole day. I'm not going to have it all fully cold though. Oh, I'm so covered in sweat. Well, that feels a lot better. I'm going to go do some muscles now, eh? See you soon, guys. Think of the wolf.